Frasier got its start as a spin-off of NBC's Cheers in 1993 and ran for 11 seasons before finally coming to an end in 2004. As far as spin-offs go, there's no denying that Frasier was one of the more successful ones, joining an elite group of hit shows that similarly were spawned from other popular series such as The Jeffersons, Petticoat Junction, Star Trek: The Next Generation. Audiences throughout the world fell in love with psychiatrist Frasier Crane, played by Kelsey Grammer and his friends and family in their hometown of Seattle, Washington. Besides Grammer, other notable actors who appeared on the program included John Mahoney, Dan Butler, David Hyde Pierce, Peri Gilpin, and Jane Leeves. When it was time to say goodbye to Frasier and company, 33.7 million people tuned in to watch the show's series finale, making it the 11th most-watched series finale of all time. 16 years later, in April 2020, the cast virtually reunited in the midst of the first wave of pandemic lockdowns to raise funds for struggling actors who had been negatively affected by the measures put in place to combat the spread of COVID-19. The reunion was a part of a concert series called Stars in the House. Seeing the Frasier cast back together whet the world's appetite for more of the classic comedy, and in February 2021, it was announced that a Frasier revival had been ordered over the streaming service Paramount+. It was further confirmed that this new reboot series would feature Frasier's star, Kelsey Grammer, in his title role. Although at the moment, no other cast members have been announced. That being said, Jana Leeves and Peri Gilpin have previously discussed the possibility of reprising their roles. In honor of Frasier's upcoming reboot, today we'll be taking a closer look at the cast of the beloved sitcom, Then and Now. Kelsey Grammer, Frasier Crane. When Frasier first aired almost 30 years ago, Grammer was already 38 years old. He had already played the endearing yet highfalutin psychologist in the sitcom Cheers. When he was hired on to appear in the new series, he was only told that he would be in 6 episodes alongside Woody Harrelson and Ted Danson. But ultimately, he ended up becoming the star of the show. After Frasier wrapped up 11 years later, Grammer arguably had the most successful career out of all of his former cast members. Kelsey went on to make appearances in blockbuster films like X-Men: The Last Stand, X-Men: Days of Future Past, Toy Story 2, and Transformers: Age of Extinction. On television, Grammer has shown up in shows like 30 Rock, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and Modern Family. You might also recognize him as the voice of character Sideshow Bob on The Simpsons. Grammer has won 5 Emmys, 3 Golden Globes, and 1 Tony Award. Sadly, Grammer has experienced quite a bit of traumatic hardship throughout his life as well. In 1975, his sister was brutally murdered. 7 years prior, Grammer's father also was murdered in a home invasion. Grammer has married 4 times and has 4 children. David Hyde Pierce, Dr. Niles Crane. Playing Frasier Crane's equally neurotic yet thoroughly entertaining to watch younger brother, David Hyde Pierce gave an award-winning performance of Niles Crane while quickly becoming a fan-favorite addition to the show's cast. After Frasier wrapped up, Pierce went on to star in several musicals and stage productions. In 2007, he won his first of 2 Tony Awards for his role in the musical Curtains. On the big screen, Pierce has appeared in films like Sleepless in Seattle and Wet Hot American Summer. On television, he starred in the critically acclaimed drama series The Good Wife. Outside of acting, David has kept his personal life as private as possible, although after years of intense speculation, the actor revealed through his publicist in 2007 that he is gay. At that time, it was confirmed that he was in a relationship with a television producer named Brian Hargrove, who is now his husband. Not to get too derailed, but if you're enjoying this video so far, give it a like and subscribe to the Trender channel. John Mahoney, Martin Crane. On Frasier, Mahoney played Marty Crane, Niles and Frasier's father. The actor was 53 years old when the show debuted. Mahoney was born in Blackpool, England, but moved to the United States when he was 19. He didn't begin his acting career, however, until he was in his late 30s. Prior to appearing in Frasier, Mahoney was already a celebrated and accomplished actor. He had previously appeared in films such as Tin Men, Say Anything, Moonstruck, and two of the Coen brothers' early films, The Hudsucker Proxy and Barton Fink. After Frasier ended in 2004, Mahoney went on to star in television shows like Hot in Cleveland, Burn Notice, and Treatment. Sadly, Mahoney died in 2018 at the age of 77 after succumbing to complications of throat cancer. His last role was in the British detective series Foyle's War. Jana Leeves, Daphne Moon. It was impossible for viewers to not fall head over heels in love with Daphne Moon, Martin's live-in English housekeeper and Dr. Niles Crane's future wife. While Miss Moon may have originally hailed from Manchester before immigrating to the US, actor Jane Leeves was born in Ilford, Essex, England. She was 32 years old when Frasier premiered, and up until then she had only made a handful of appearances in minor television roles. After Frasier came to an end, Leeves went on to star in Hot in Cleveland, and currently she plays the character Dr. Kit Ross in the Fox medical drama series The Resident. Leeves is married to a television executive named Marshall Cohen and has two children, Finn and Isabella. David Hyde Pierce and John Mahoney were both designated godfathers to Finn, and Peri Gilpin was at the hospital to witness Isabella's birth and is now her godmother. Peri Gilpin, Roz Doyle. Gilpin played Frasier's colleague and best buddy Roz Doyle. She was 32 when the series debuted. Her career post-Frasier has been fairly successful. On TV, she starred in shows like The Lionhearts, Scorpion, Medium, Make It and Break It, and Desperate Housewives. In 2018, Gilpin appeared in the late Bob Saget's dark comedy Benjamin. Sadly, that would prove to be Saget's final directorial effort before his untimely death in January of 2022. Gilpin welcomed two twin surrogate children into her life with her longtime painter partner Christian Vincent in 2004. Jane Leeves was made the godmother of these two children. Since Gilpin's mother's death from leiomyosarcoma in 1997, she's been an outspoken advocate for cancer research. Moose the dog, Eddie. While Moose was the only canine Frasier cast member, he still played an integral role in the series as Martin's beloved four-legged companion, Eddie. Moose took the role of Eddie after training for just 6 months. John Mahoney once revealed that liver pate was dabbed just behind the pup's ears to make him nuzzle the other actors. While the series ended in 2004, Moose actually retired in 2000. At that time, his look-alike son, Ensign, was brought in to replace him for the remainder of the series. Moose spent the remainder of his days in Los Angeles living alongside Enzo, Jill the dog from As Good As It Gets, and his trainers. He passed away from natural causes in June 2006 at 15. Bebe Neuwirth, Lilith Sternin. Kelsey Grammer's former Cheers co-star Bebe Neuwirth made multiple appearances on Frasier, reprising her role as Frasier Crane's ex-wife, psychiatrist Lilith Sternin. Neuwirth has starred in several movies and television series, including Will and Grace, Law and Order, Madam Secretary, and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. More recently, she had a minor role in Jumanji: The Next Level as the character Nora Shepard. Dan Butler, Bob Bulldog Briscoe. Dan Butler's superb performance as the unpredictable, misogynistic, and dastardly macho Bob Bulldog Briscoe ensured that his portrayal as a supporting character would be just as memorable as any of the show's leads. These days, Butler lives in Vermont and is married to producer Richard Waterhouse. His most recent acting credit was for his appearance in a 2018 Broadway production of Travesties. Once again, we currently have very little to work with in terms of details about the upcoming Frasier revival. While we would all love to see everyone come back and reprise their respective roles, it's unlikely that we'll actually see this happen. For one thing, John Mahoney is sadly no longer with us, but besides him, it seems as if many of the series' original cast members have moved on in their careers. A few seem to have even retired from screen acting. While that doesn't necessarily mean that they couldn't be convinced to come back one last time for a limited-run series, it's still not something we're banking on. For the longest time, a Frasier reboot was something of a pipe dream. Talks of a revival began back in 2016, but the potential for a new series was initially denied by Grammer. It was 2 years later, however, in 2018, that Grammer confirmed that they were looking into reviving the series. Now that it's been officially confirmed that a Frasier reboot is indeed coming to Paramount+, there's been extensive speculation about who will be making appearances in the new series. As of right now, we'll have to wait and see what the future of the Frasier revival will look like. Who would you most like to see reprise their role on the upcoming Frasier reboot, and what are your feelings about all these old shows being given the revival treatment in recent years? Let us know in the comments. Before you go, take a moment to show us a little support by giving the video a like and subscribing to the Trender channel. While you're at it, tap the bell to turn on notifications. That way you can keep up with all of our latest and upcoming videos without missing a beat. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon with more content covering some of your favorite Hollywood films, television shows, and stars.